Do you know what this is? Cool, then you're probably from the United States. And if you know the distance from here to here is the same as the distance from the ground to all the way up there, then you're probably from this part of the country. And if you know that this is an art museum and that he was from France and that they look over the best place in town to go sledding, then you're probably from St. Louis. But if after sledding you've passed by any of these places to head home, then you're from U-City. And if you've ever lived in U-City, played in any of these parks, or gone to any of these schools, and you're going to be in the New York City area on Sunday, January 18th, then you have a big party waiting for you in the Big Apple. You have UC and NYC before DC, the attempt at a historic gathering, the largest gathering of U-City people ever outside the St. Louis area, just before the dawn of a new era in Washington, D.C. The UC and NYC before DC party, Sunday night, January 18th, 2009, beginning at 6 o'clock in Brooklyn, New York. Sunday night? Yeah, that's right. Don't worry, you won't have to go to bed early. President-elect Barack Obama will be sworn into office and move into his new house on Tuesday the 20th in D.C. And many people from around the country will be heading to the East Coast and D.C. for the inauguration. Monday the 19th is a national celebration of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, so many, if not most people, won't have to go to work on that day. So, with the long weekend, you'll have plenty of time to congregate, celebrate, and jubilate with some folks from your neck of the woods on a Sunday night, even though you'll be far from the creek. The scenic River de Pere. Why the Big Apple? 4 reasons. 1, why not? It's New York, and it's not that far from D.C. And for those of you that are going to be heading D.C. way, you'll have plenty of time to have fun in Brooklyn with some fellow U-Cityans before the big events go down on the Potomac. You'll be able to see some sights and make a big trip of it all. And after the party, you can easily take a bus or a train down to the Capitol. 2, UC is already in NYC. It turns out there are a lot of people that live in the tri-state area who know that north and south is a street and not just directions, and that the best loop is on Del Mar, not near Lake Michigan. One of those people is Stephanie Schneider, a 1988 U-City High graduate. She's a jeweler, restaurateur, and co-owner of Brooklyn's Huckleberry Bar, which was voted the best new bar in all of New York City for 2008 in Time Out magazine. She's decided to open up her very nice digs for this gathering of U-City folk on Sunday, January 18th. You really couldn't ask for any more than to have a homie with a place like this to hang out in. So we have the spot. 3, music. Some of St. Louis' most talented actors, artists, and musicians now call New York home. And when some heard about trying to get a bunch of other U-City people together in one place at one time, they very generously decided to volunteer their skills and time to perform for the event. Here's a rundown of some of U-City's best that are scheduled to perform as a band together, although this lineup is subject to change. Wayne Dumaine. This U-City class of 1983 alum is now a Manhattanite and is known around New York and the world for his musical skills and has played Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center, and Broadway. But before that, he played with the U-City High School Jazz Band that cut these songs in 1982 that you've been listening to. David Berger. This U-City class of 1987 alum represents Brooklyn now. He makes his living behind a drum kit, playing all sorts of rhythms for all sorts of bands around New York and around the world. And he wants to lay down a beat for the rest of these U-City Brooklynites in his neighborhood on the 18th at Huckleberry Bar. George Wright. This U-City class of 1988 alum is a composer and singer of many styles of music and has performed in venues all around New York's tri-state area and the UK. But at this party, he wants to do jazz. And Eve Seltzer. This U-City class of 1993 alum will be wearing her singer-songwriter hat at the party. She sings jazz with her band throughout the 5 boroughs of New York and will open her mouth for all of you in Brooklyn when you show up. Also in his own performance, Jason Levine. This U-City class of 1988 alum now lives just on the other side of the Hudson River and calls New Jersey home. Before he became a full-time English as a second language pro, he was a professional percussionist for several bands and was behind the ones and twos as a DJ and opened for many hip-hop groups, including the likes of De La Soul. He wants to kick a few rhymes for the people of the U on our big night in Brooklyn. And reason 4 for coming to the party? To help the bands at U-City High. U-City class of 1988 alum Tom Seltzer is another U-City and Brooklynite and a widely published and respected artist, illustrator, and graphic designer. And since he hasn't picked up a sack since the last half of last century, he wanted to lend his hand and pen to help out the event. So he designed these posters and logos for the party. So with the signatures of all the performers at the party on the 2 posters, and the voice of U-City class of 1988 Rod Milam, now a Queens resident, there will be an auction of these 2 Seltzer original works of art. After printing costs, all the remaining portions of the proceeds from the auction will go to the U-City band program, which each and every U-City person shown so far here took part in when they went to the high school. So how can you turn all that down? Be in New York, hang out with people of all ages from U-City, some you didn't even know before, see the best new bar in all of the 5 boroughs, hear some great music, and help out the musically inclined at the old alma mater. It doesn't get any better than that. So come on, U-Cityans, unite. Come out to celebrate yourselves and the dawn of a new era. Just cross this bridge and head to Brooklyn. Not this bridge and not this Brooklyn. UC in NYC before DC. Sunday, January 18th, 2009, beginning at 6 p.m. and going until 588 Grand Street at Lorimer, Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York, New York. Entrance to all of this is free. How do you get there? Well, cabbies know the way, but if you want to be a real New Yorker, you'll just take the subway. It's easy. If you're coming from the direction of Manhattan, just find a subway station, pay your fare, find a map, and make your way to an L train. Get on the Brooklyn-bound L train toward Canarsie and look for the Lorimer Street stop. Get off the train, let it go away, then head toward the exit at the front of the train that just left. Go up the stairs, through the turnstile, turn right at the ticket machines, then turn left when you have no other direction to go. Go up more stairs, and you'll be facing the correct direction on Lorimer at the Lorimer Street stop. Then just walk 4 blocks to Grand Street. Cross the street and turn left, and then look for 588 and the Huckleberry Bar sign. And you'll be as at home as a picnic on a Saturday in Heman Park. And remember, entrance to all of this is free. Make history and let your roar be heard. UC and NYC before DC on Sunday, January 18th, Huckleberry Bar, Brooklyn, New York. The Big Apple has never had it so good.